Hey guys, if you like to party and the stock block is what you're trying to go fast on, we have a new brand for you here, Stock Block the World. Go to the link in the video and support us. It should eventually lead to t-shirts, hoodies, and other apparel. What's up? So we are about to yank the transmission out of this thing. As you know, I burned it up on the last pass. So we're going to get this thing out and apart so we can see what is wrong with it. At the same time, we're probably going to vomit because burned up transmission fluid smells terrible. Update, the transmission is out. I'm letting John finish back there in the rear end. If you're like, hey, why are you guys messing with the rear end? Well, John noticed just checking that the diff had way too much play in it. So what we think happened was the bearing didn't fully seat, and but it did after probably the first launch. So he's tightening that up now, making changes to the getting the backlash and all that stuff where it's supposed to be. The transmission's right there. It stinks. We will get it off the stand and on the table soon, and then take it apart. I have to say that it's actually harder to get the transmission out than it was last time, which if we don't have to take it out too often, I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, so basically, I guess we made it a pro mod, quote unquote, and now it's harder to work on. Alright guys, so we found the issue. We haven't dug into the trans yet, which definitely has some smoke clutches too. But check this out. You hear that? You can hear that when you push the car also. So something in this converter is not happy. So she got too hot. So I'm going to get this thing overnight out to Ultimate Converter Concepts, and I'll call them in the morning, and hopefully they can get it back to me ASAP. Alright guys, we got the direct drum apart, and these clutches are destroyed. They're literally melted together. So I bet this thing started slipping early. And I noticed on the pass in the semifinals against the Green Mustang, it flared a little extra on the shift opposed to the run against Nathan in the first round. So, and then obviously I finished it off after that. Things were just a bit hot. So we will get some, we'll get the other stuff apart also. But I just kind of want to show you guys what we found so far. Went ahead and pulled these other sets of clutches out, and they don't really look bad, which is a good sign. But those are just brown, so they're just ugly. But those are the real masterpieces right there. They look like they were caught in a, they look like that's something you pull out of somebody's fire pit behind their garage. We'll get the rest of the trans apart so we can clean it out because I'm sure it's full of clutch material. But you know, we know now for sure what we got to get and get this converter issue addressed. Morning, guys. So it's Friday, a few hours before we open. Just trying to get some things done to make use of the time we got before No Mercy. As you can see, I got the fuel cell off. I am adding a primer pump. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last video, but on shutdown, the fuel is sloshing away when the chute comes out from the pickup, and it's starving the mechanical pump. So every run we have to prime the pump, which doesn't take long, but it's just not something I like to rely on. Didn't have that issue last year. I know now the car is going faster, so therefore a bit more G's on shutdown, and it could just be this cell design has less capacity than last year, and that's what's causing it as well. What I'll do, you know, we have a 044 from the old setup, and it'll be mounted here somewhere, and it'll essentially just be used to prime the car before startup. I'm going to put a fitting here on the regulator, and that'll be our way of getting some pressure in this thing, along with the check valve so it can't bleed back off when it's actually running and the pump's not running. I did a compression check yesterday morning. Everything is good within a couple PSI, so it means I need to try harder. Now I got the cell over here. I'll let it soak overnight with water in it and try to get the methanol fumes out. I want to put my dash 6 fitting right there. Remember, it's only a primer pump, so we don't need these crazy big lines for just trying to start the car up. Alright guys, so the fitting is welded on there. I'm going to rinse this tank out again and blow it out a little more. That way try to get the crap out of it. That's the only thing I hate about adding a fitting or something to a catch can or fuel cell after you're done with it, because then you gotta worry about getting all the crap out. One time on one of the older setups, we had back when we were on Ignite Red, which is like E90ish, we upgraded to the fuel feed line to our Weldon 2345A pump, and it ended up, we got aluminum in the cell. Of course, didn't clean it out good enough because, as always, we're in a rush. Caused a misfire issue. Ended up figuring out the track. We went on a Friday night to a track event. Ran like crap, which is probably good because the track we were at was so short. I don't know if we could have stopped from 150. But the next day we figured it out at another track day on a Saturday. Cleaned out all the injectors with brake cleaner, the filters in them, and the car ran great. So that's the big thing with that. And also we had the filter gutted then too, because we were trying to see if that was causing our fuel issue. But anyways, that was a story time. But I'm gonna let this thing cool down and get it painted, and then back on the car. What is going on, guys? Saturday update. Been hard at it today. As you can tell, I got the 044 pump on the cell and got the lines ran. Had to use a different line opposed to our normal Ultra Pro stuff, because I forgot to get the proper fittings. I didn't think about the check valve when I was doing it. But that's on there. I just have to run a wire from the fuel tech to activate it off the switch panel. John's over here with the transmission. We got it back together. Sammy came over too. And there's so much crap in this thing as far as clutch material and stuff, but I guess that's what happens when you melt everything. Now I know you're probably thinking like, well, let's get in the car, let's get a video of it on the chip. Well, UPS decided that Saturday night delivery, or Saturday delivery, is more of a suggestion than a preference. So, I guess after being in the same spot for 6 years and being open on Saturdays, they assume we're not. But anyways, that little snide rant aside, I'm going to start working on the pit cooler now, and John is making a bracket for the different dipstick we're running in the transmission. Monday update. Came in early this morning, finished up wiring the primer pump. Only thing that's weird is for some reason it's like it's not getting fuel. I don't know if there's like a stoppage or something here in the pump feed. Obviously the line's clear, check that. So here in a little bit I'll check that next. But it works with the fuel tank, so that's cool, whatever. Like it to move fuel, then I'd be really happy. Got the transmission in. About to run some lines here, so for our little pit cooler deal, to help get this get some heat knocked out of it. Basically, you see we got a 90 back there at the back of the trans, or not 90, but it will be a 90. A bung at the back of the trans, and then one right there. So we got high and low. That way we can drain from the bottom of the pan, fill from the top, and essentially we'll do that every round to utilizing this guy over here to get some heat out. And then I'll have a battery bungee cord to that thing. It's not the prettiest thing ever, but it'll work, and it's better than nothing. We're going to do the lines. Once we get the lines made and get that stuff ran, we are going to put the fluid in there. We did a different dipstick this time. John had another one. We kind of bent it, and we turn the slide on. Kind of bent it, and bolts to the trans right there. And that way we can actually check the fluid level easily, since it'll be more necessary with this new setup. And of course we can add it too. We're actually going to run a little bit overfull as well. We've already marked the dipstick too, so we know, because one of John's buddies who does a lot of transmission stuff, he thinks there's a good chance that the filter was being starved during acceleration, causing fluid pressure drop, which would make sense. Apparently a lot of these high dollar trans, they either have like a fabricated pan or some kind of baffling inside, and modified filters to help with that situation. And and they're generally in cars pulling a lot more G's than us. But that's where we're at now, just trucking along. And it's Monday, so that means if we get this stuff squared away tonight, you get the oil change sometime tomorrow, kind of get a list up and get the trailer loaded up so we can roll out early Wednesday morning to go try to get a mediocre spot at best, since we're too poor to get to Georgia early enough to have a good spot. Another update, it took 3 fuel pumps to get a working one. Let me see. This is the Chinese one. So this is what was on the car when we used to have the cell in the back. We had a surge tank up front. It worked then, but obviously it's set with methanol in it for over a year, so that's probably, it makes noise, but certainly doesn't move fluid. Even though I beat on it and never fixed it. This one right here moves fluid, but as we were tightening it, we noticed the center was spinning, and so then it also moves fluid outside of the case as well, so that's not ideal. Thankfully, I had a new one on the shelf that I hadn't been able to find, and then I finally looked, and usually they're in a different box. And I don't even care if this one's Chinese, as long as really all it has to do is just help start the car. So it should have a pretty easy life for a fuel pump. So now we just got to get some transmission fluid in this thing and see how line pressure looks. Just an update. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. We got the car going and everything. The transmission pressure, line pressure seems a bit too high with the stock case. So tomorrow we will drop the pan, at least that's all we have to do, and change the spring in the pump. Sucks nonetheless, but still better than having to pull the trans back out. Finish getting the lines drained for this thing. I'll probably use it tomorrow to try to drain the pan just as a test to see if it works or not. Otherwise, just need to change the oil in this thing, and once we get the transmission line pressure where we need it, just get it down, check on the 2-step, and hopefully start getting our stuff together to head down the No Mercy. Alright guys, it's about, oh, my watch won't tell me. It's about 3:30 on Tuesday. Doing some final checkovers on the car today. After doing some customer stuff this morning. We had to change so we had put a pressure boost valve setup in there. Made the pressure way too high for the stock case. So per John's friends, Cameron Powers and Grady, who I don't know his last name, they recommended what to do as far as spring pressure goes for the pump regulator and stuff. So we did that, and we got the pressure exactly where we want it. Converter pressure is a little high now, but John's making another jet to control that. Since we don't have a cooler now, we're basically using the jet and some other stuff to control the pressure. Changing the oil. As you can tell, it looks delicious like always, thanks to methanol. And I guarantee it's a little watered down because of all the starts and tests and stuff. We're going to test the 2-step one more time, and then honestly this thing, we'll get it, everything wrapped up and get the belly pan back on it and all that good stuff, and start getting the trailer ready and everything so we can head out tomorrow. It looks so nasty. What a lot of guys do is they'll save that and they'll actually boil the water out of it and use it again so it doesn't go to waste, which is a good idea. So that's where we're at now. Goal is to avoid working late tonight. I like to think we're on track to not having to do that. So I guess I'll find out. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I get another update done today. I might, but if not, I will actually not suck this time, and I'll do some updates at the track. Really looking forward to redeeming ourselves. We are down here. We are set up, kind of. Got here kind of late, but we're waiting to go up here in a little bit and to make our first hit. We're up after RVW since we're running Pro 275. For those who are like, why are you guys running Pro 275 when you're slow? Well, it's because if we go fast for us in that class, people can't whine. It's not a no-time class, and probably a better track too. So, anyways, that's why. But we are going up here shortly. So we made our hit and we spun. A lot of variables there. So we did make some changes as far as removing weight and stuff, and looks like it didn't like it. Possibly, put the weight back in it, and just kind of go over things and see where we're at. Qualifying's not until after 5 tomorrow, but they are having testing, so we will definitely test. Oh, sorry about that. But so obviously you never want to spin. I hate spinning. I'd rather go out there and wheelie. But it is what it is. We'll get some stuff figured out, and you know, I think we can definitely run a good number this weekend. So just got to get a clean A to B and build from there. Day number 2 here at No Mercy. We're going for testing here shortly. Already paid and all that good stuff. Made some changes to the car, put the weight back in it. Going to go with a little bit softer tune-up on the leaf and hope that it works. Even if it works, I think it should go PB. Even so, I don't think the softer leaf is going to hurt us that bad. Is this thing fogging? I think it is. So that's the plan now. I think we'll make it work, you know, and I could be wrong. It's happened before, but we'll go up here and we're gonna see what we do. I made our second hit and we spun again, made a little bit further, but we'll get it figured out. I think the converter being adjusted along with the transmission pressure, line pressures, it's just got us a little bit different learning curve now, but like I said, we'll get it. And I want to say that so far this cooler in less than 10 minutes has cooled this thing down probably 30, I'd say at least 30 if not 35 degrees. So very happy about that. Another update, we made our third pass and we still suck. Not sure what's going on, but we're going to keep at it. Making some more changes, and you know, I think I'm going to soften it up a good bit, see if we can get past the 60, because if we get past the 60, this thing should roll out the rest of the way, no problem. So cross your fingers for me on this one. So third pass, and we finally got down and went a 4.340 at 166.97 or something. I'm gonna call it 167. Super excited. After knocking the damn tires off all day, it's one of those things that it feels good to finally get down. It was a 108 60 foot. Felt like a slug out of the hole. Slow boost curve. but you know, it went down, and not only that, it went a PB. And if you want to talk about internet records, it's like, I think the second fastest stop block LS or whatever, but that's really irrelevant. You know, I want to run some 420s, and anything else is a bonus. Just happy as hell. We're going to wait till qualifying now, and just cool the car down and just go over things. And probably won't change anything other than try and bring the power in a little bit faster. And then right now it's got to be 82 degrees or something, so it's not like it's primo conditions. So like I said, just super excited the car finally went down, and to go that fast, both mile per hour and ET. You know, it should have a lot left in it, which everybody says. And again, this 5.3 block may not agree with that, but we're going to find out.
See Nigel Alexander, the stock block small baby turbo, as he says. Little in the boosties. Terrell in it. Here comes Alexander. Get it. 106. Look at that thing. Is a missile. 429, 166.
Last video of the night, guys. We went up for the qualifying. You know, the first 3 passes they were testing. Second round of qualifying. The first round was last night when we spun. Went a 429 with a 9 at 167, almost 168. 106, 60 foot. The high 106. But pretty excited. You know, 420s was the goal, and we got it. And honestly, I think. What do we get? I think we have 8 passes on the car now if you include the spinning, or 9 if you include the braking on the trans. Whatever, don't matter. Under 10 passes. You know, we achieved the goal, and I guess once again, internet record, keeper uppers. You know, fastest. This is now the fastest stop block LS in the world. I know other guys are going for it, and they will probably get it. So you can't get too focused on that. But I mean, I don't care about that part. I just want to go faster. I think there's more in it. We are close on fuel, but you know, I'll read the plugs and stuff in the morning and try to get a better idea where we're at on everything. But like I said, just it's happy. You know, we went through a lot with the wreck last year, how disheartening it was. So to rebuild and do that is pretty cool. But we'll go here, shower, get some sleep, try to get up early so we can do some things on the car in the morning and get it ready. And you know, try to see if we can go faster tomorrow. morning, guys. We are loading up to leave South Georgia. We didn't make the field by a few cars, which, to be honest, I thought it'd be a lot bigger gap than that. But I can't say I'm unhappy. I didn't update you after yesterday's first test pass. Won a 104.660 on the back tires and just drove hard left. Came back, made a bar change, tightened the front up, and it was a good, it had to be 11 hours to the next pass. And won a 102.160 with a little wheelie, but as the power rolled in, it drove hard left again, and it came down on its own, but it was out of the groove and got squirrely, so I had to get out of it. We did the 4299 with a 106 something, 6'9", 60 foot, 6'8", I don't know. So to see it get down to the 102 and knowing I have more steam in it everywhere, which is one reason it was wheeling, this thing is going to fly, and I can't say I'm upset with the results. Now, and of course it'll be nice you lay there and imagine, like, man, what if I would have got that 102 to a full pass? But we'll get there. Who knows, maybe the converter won't like it, maybe the engine won't like it, but we'll find out. So far vitals are looking good. But last year at this event, obviously I wrecked a car, had to be 49 weeks rebuilding it. Obviously not, it wasn't non-stop work, but just time, money to do things, and motivation a lot of times. So to come down here and I guess set the internet on fire with the 429 stock block LS record, it's pretty cool. We'll just take it back home. We might have another race in a month, and there's some stuff that needs to be fixed. There's some stuff that needs to be fixed. There's an oil leak for sure that needs to be fixed, and maybe a transmission leak as well. A few things that need to get addressed, but overall the car's happy. It seems healthy. I'll do a compression check this week, one morning or evening. But to get the results we got, basically we got 12 passes on the car. We got a 429 ET, 102.60. So we got a monster on our hands here, and I think really, as long as the converter lets it should go 170 mile an hour, which will be pretty dope. But now it's all theory, so we just gotta be happy with what we actually got, and of course, keep working at it. It's one of those things. It's like, I need a little bit more fuel. I need a bigger turbo, or I don't need a bigger turbo, I need more fuel. Of course, you want a bigger turbo, but that one can already be problematic enough, it seems, for what we're working with. So realistically, just need to dial in what we got and then go from there. But appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And obviously now the car's running and it's near the end of the season, so updates may be few and far in between, but we'll see.